Hello, folks. Welcome to the Mindset Artistry Podcast. I'm your host, Dave DiPaolo. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the Mindset Movement. Today's episode is, what is your standard? What is the standard that you hold yourself to every single day? You need to ask yourself this question. I wanted to do this podcast for a few different reasons. One, I'm going to share some recent experiences that I had that made me think about this topic a lot. And two, tomorrow's July 4th, the 250th anniversary of our country, 250th birthday, I guess you could say, of our country, when our country was formed and created. So it's a big one, right? And, look, does our country have some problems? Has it had some problems? Yes, but that's not what we're going to talk about today. When this country was formed, the founding fathers did have standards and objectives, and they created a constitution on what they envisioned this country to be. And thankfully, in that constitution, they allowed amendments. They allowed changes to make to that constitution, to the laws, because they know that, a country is a living, breathing organism, really, and it's going to evolve. And we've fixed a lot of things in this country, and we still have a lot more work to do, and that's fine. But the standard that these men had at that time, you got to ask yourself now, does this country abide by what we set out for it to be? And I'll say no, okay? Has a lot of problems, has a lot of underlining problems, but a lot of it starts with us. A lot of it starts with everyday people in this country. We can go on for days about politicians, another topic, but I want to talk about us and how we can get better. Your regular everyday person. And it starts with a standard that you hold yourself to. What is the standard that you hold yourself to? Do you hold yourself to a standard of excellence, or do you hold yourself to a standard of mediocrity? Do you hold yourself to a standard of, I'm just surviving, right? And I feel like most people aren't trying to get better. Most people aren't trying to level up. Most people aren't auditing their life and looking at what they've done that day and saying, hey, I got to fix this. I got to get better at this. I said the wrong thing there. I made a mistake there. I could do this better. I'm going to make these changes in my life. I'm going to strive for this. So that's what that's what we really need to start doing. We need to look at ourselves, say, hey, look, even if I can get 1% better than I did yesterday, and then do that again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, that compounds over time, and you will be better. You will get better. Okay. And I've been thinking about this a lot because of some recent experiences that I had. And I think about this country, and I think about the people in this country, and our attitudes and how we act, and just where we are as a society right now. And it saddens me. It really does. I recently went to Italy with my family, and I was there for 9 days, had a great experience, amazing experience. And some things, stuck out at me, like really, really evident, right? And one of those things is their standard, the standard of service, and just dealing with people that on the street and talking to people. That standard that we've received over there in Italy was a bazillion times better than I've noticed in this country in a very, very long time. The quality of everything that we got there was amazing. The quality of the food, and I get it, Italy's food, I get it, compared to ours, but what we receive here, and for the money too, on top of it, like how good the food was there for so much less money than we pay here. But the quality of the food, didn't feel crappy afterwards. I ate literally pizza, pasta, bread, and gelato for 9 days straight. I came home 5 pounds later, didn't feel like crap. I had none of my allergies over there. My wife had none of her allergies over there, food allergies that we have here in this country. It's probably because of the pesticides, different story. And I can go on for days about that kind of stuff. But the quality of the food and the presentation and everything else, and every other, thing that we bought or received there was just amazing. The quality of the service that we received everywhere that we went, amazing. And I'll tell a quick story. I went in, I bought a stiletto knife. Anyone that doesn't know the history of that company, and you should look it up, but, bought one there, and we bought my mother-in-law a pair of scissors. She's a hairdresser. So we were like, oh, this is cool. Let's stop in his shop. This guy rolled out the red carpet, and there's a language barrier too on top. He didn't speak perfect English. We know very little Italian. He literally told me the history of the company of stiletto, the knives I was looking at. This one was the original one. This one is since the son took over. I asked him about this other knife. He said, don't waste your money, buy it at home. We had to import that here. It's cheaper in the United States. I'll tell you the company, look it up. The scissors that we bought for my mother-in-law, he broke out 10 different pairs of scissors. These are these ones. These are ones are from Japan. These ones are handmade here in Italy. These ones, you'll never have to sharpen again in your life. These ones you'll have to sharpen every 5 years. Like the level of service and information that we receive from this guy is something that I haven't experienced in this country in decades. And I walked out of there, and me and my wife said it, and I'm like, wow, like when is the last time we went to a store or anywhere in the United States and bought something and actually walked out and said, wow, that guy was awesome. He was so helpful, or girl was so helpful. That was a great experience. I'm going to tell everybody about this place. Amazing. Like that has not happened here for me in a very long time. Okay. And we noticed that throughout the whole entire trip, just dealing with people, their standard that they hold themselves to, and just simply like helping people and being nice and appreciating you coming in and spending your money with them was very refreshing. Okay. Fast forward, we come home, and look, I notice these things just because I'm a business owner, and I notice operations management and that kind of stuff and service, but immediately get off the plane. We can't get our stroller that we checked in because we had a stroller for my toddler. We were walking around a lot. We had to wait another 15 minutes, which I get it. 15 minutes doesn't seem like a lot of time, but it is when you just got off an 8.5-hour flight, had to be at the airport there 3 hours ahead of time. Like it's a long damn day. And no one cares though. Like you get off, oh, I don't know where the stroller is. It should be here. I don't know, blah, 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 blah. Like the level of service that you get compared to what we got in Italy it's egregious. Okay. Like, all right, fine, whatever. It's the airport. It's chaotic. Come home a couple days later. I go food shopping. I'm waiting in line. There was a lot of people. They end up opening up another line. So I'm the first person in it, sitting there waiting. I think I actually waited longer for the guy to open up the register than I would have just stayed in the original line anyway. And then the guy's like rude and ignorant. And like he was upset that he had to work. Like he was upset that he was asked to do that. And I'm like, just thinking, I'm like, whatever, it is what it is. Like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just getting my shit and getting out of there. But like, I'm thinking like this guy will never accomplish anything in life. And it's plain and simple. He has a piss poor attitude. He doesn't even want to do his job that he's paid to do. He's like, seems like he's upset because they asked him to do it. And I'm like, this is what you get here. This is what you get here in the United States. You get people who do not care about their job. You get people who it's just punching a clock to them, right? And then just another story, like a friend of mine texted me, say, hey, did you hear Miller's Ale House closed by us? And I've been there multiple times. It's a really close place. And I said, dude, I'm not surprised in the slightest. The food sucked. The quality of food was horrible. The quality of service that you get there was horrible. Like I might have had a good waiter or waitress, once or twice out of going there 10 times. Like people don't want to go spend their money somewhere and be treated poorly, get a poor quality product or service. Like, but that's just the standard of things now. So I'm not surprised that they closed, right? And I never want to see people out of work and businesses close. I hate that. But like, what do you expect? Like people don't want to come pay money and be treated poorly. Like, does that not resonate? And something that I noticed, COVID happened, and it's crazy because you look at it as like an error, right? Like the COVID, and people were so happy when things opened back up, and restaurants were short staffed, and we were just so happy like to be out and help businesses because we knew they took a big hit during COVID, and we were understanding that like, hey, look, like, if they're short staffed, things aren't going to be perfect, but we got to be patient here, work together for a little while. We get it. Like we understood, like we lowered our standards slightly to accommodate for that situation. Problem is those standards never went back up, in my opinion. The level of service and quality of things that we get in this country now since COVID, in my opinion, for most places has never gone back up. And that's sad. And people need to really reevaluate how we're doing things here, or you will fail. Eventually people are going to get fed up. Like you are not the only game in town. People do not want to come there and spend their money and be treated poorly and get poor quality. And for me, I've just stopped going to these places. Like once I have like one or two bad experiences somewhere, like you lost me. And especially if you didn't try to make it right or even like, even address it in any way, I'm out. Like I will go spend my money somewhere else. And I'm not saying I haven't had any good experiences with businesses here because I have. And when I do, I'm very thankful. I will even talk to them about that. I leave good reviews when I do because I get it. Like as a business owner and as a business owner that deals with multiple different businesses as an advertising agency, I see this and I notice it and I do appreciate when I get good business. But to come from Italy where I didn't get a poor experience once the whole entire time that we were here and to come back here and in the first week that I'm home have nothing but poor experiences for everyone that I've dealt with, like that really made me think about this. But it comes down to what is your standard? And if you're a business owner or you're a manager somewhere, what is the standard that you hold your establishment to? What is the standard that you hold that business to? What are you doing to make it better? What are you doing to train people? Are you hiring the right people? Are you a good manager? Are you managing people poorly? Like you have to look at these things and you have to make changes fast. But then also lastly, like I said, comes down to you. You, the normal person out there, has to hold yourself to a higher standard. Like I said, if you could work on just getting better, 1% better than you were yesterday, doing like self-auditing yourself and asking yourself, what can I change? What can I do to get better? What can I eliminate from my life that I know is giving me poor results? What can I add to my life that I know is going to make it better, make me have a better attitude, make me, be more efficient. Like we got to look at these things. You need to hold yourself to a standard of excellence and you need to never fall to a standard of mediocrity or worse. And when you can look at that stuff and self-evaluate yourself and self-audit yourself, you will get better. And going back to, it's the 250th birthday of this country. If we want to make this country a better place, it starts with you. If we want to make this country great and up to the standards that we want it here and it should be, because being American used to mean something. Okay, we used to be proud to be Americans. We used to be very, very proud of who we are and what we do great here. And that's why a lot of other countries in this world have always looked up to us. And we're losing that. We're losing that fast. But it starts with you. It starts with you leveling up, getting better, and holding yourself to a higher standard. And when we all do that, and we all collectively do that, this country has no other choice but to be better. When we're all being better, we're all holding ourselves to a higher standard. We're all trying to help each other. We're all having a good attitude. We're all, whatever we do for our occupation or business, provide a good service, provide a good experience, come out of it making people happy, come out of it actually helping people, not just thinking about what they're going to do for you and paying you, like actually going out of your way to actually help someone and provide a good experience to them. Because when you do that, the money will come. When you do that, you will make more money because people are going to come back. They're going to tell their friends. They're going to say, hey, this is what I got there. You get loyalty out of people. But that happens when you actually provide a good service and a good experience and a good product. Okay. So that's how we need to think about this. We all need to level up. We all need to get better. Every single one of us. We can always get better. There's always a higher level that we can get to. Always. But it starts with us. It starts with you. Hold yourself to a higher standard and let's all get better together. That's it, everyone. I'll see you all later.